What seemingly insignificant event exposed you to a family member's true colors? As a designer, I like to design things, not rip off other designers. I have designed all the wedding dresses for my cousins, siblings, and aunts for the past decade. When my eldest sister got engaged at 24 years old, she asked me to design her dress since I'm passionate about design and she always loved my style. Her dress was a knockout. Everyone loved it, and ever since, whenever one of our relatives announces their engagement, they ask if I can design their dress for them. I've always said yes because I absolutely love doing it, just so much fun. On to the issue. My cousin is getting married next February and called me up to see when we could meet so she could share her ideas for her dress and I can start designing it. I do not like this cousin at all. Her parents spoiled her beyond rotten. I decided to still meet with her though and see if anything had changed since she's now an adult. She immediately shows me some photos of wedding dresses by Sarah Burton and tells me she wants something exactly like the pictures. I try to suggest a change in neckline or color and she shuts it down and tells me she wants exactly that. I told her I would not be making her dress as I love designing clothes that embody their wearer and suit them, not rip off other designers so she can look fancy in a knockoff. Some of my family, especially her and her parents, were beyond upset and were blowing up my phone because I've broken tradition and my baby cousin's heart because she's been looking forward to having me make her wedding dress for years now. After loads of torment, I eventually managed to set most of my family straight on what happened and they apologized, and a few aunts even sent me chocolate and wine as a proper apology for all the stress I was dealing with. I did decide to meet with my cousin again just to see if she had changed her mind, and if not, I decided to record the conversation to send to a few of the people who couldn't believe my cousin would lie to them. As expected, she was still insisting that I copy the other dress design. I still refused and told her if she wasn't going to budge on this then I would leave. As I started grabbing my stuff, she said fine, and asked if we'd let her have my dress. I was stunned. She started going off that it was her big day and she deserved to look like a princess, and if she couldn't have the Sarah Burton dress then the least I could do was let her use my dress since it was never used and just sits in my closet collecting dust. I left and went home to relax and honestly cry after what just happened. As expected, a few members of the family texted me again upset that I won't let her use my dress. For background, I was engaged back in 2018 but called the wedding off in 2019 after I was humiliated by my fiancé. I designed the dress myself and sewed it, but my grandmother added all the little details to it. I'm talking Indian-style wire threading, rhinestone, everything. I couldn't bring myself to get rid of the dress, but I also knew I'd never feel comfortable wearing it again after the engagement ended. My grandma sadly passed away shortly after due to COVID. I did end up gifting the dress to my friend for Christmas. We supported each other during our dark times and she finally remarried earlier this year, so she wore the dress to her reception. My cousin apparently told our family that I was being unfair and that since I didn't feel like designing a dress for her, she asked if she could use mine just for the ceremony so it would feel like she had grandma there with her, and I told her no. I sent the recording I had to everyone who texted me and they were shocked. Most apologized, but a few who I've decided to block still thought I should let her have it since I would never wear the dress. When they found out that I gifted it to someone else, they were even more upset since according to them I clearly wasn't attached to it since I gave it away, and it would have meant more to my cousin than to my friend who didn't even know grandma. Like most reasonable people in my life suggested, I eventually cut off all contact with my cousin after this,